Hello 穷月. Today we look at how Singapore's rising cost of living continues to affect everyday life, even as inflation slows. A plate of chicken rice at a hawker center in Singapore now costs for 15 Singapore dollars. That's an increase of 4.2% in a year. Also, hawker food prices were a big deal. They weren't the only issue. Annual inflation in Singapore peaked at 6.13% in 2022, then fell to 1.8% in 2025. However, prices haven't decreased. They have just begun to increase at a much slower rate. Using the most recent expenditure rates, 60.7% of the average household budget is allocated to housing, food, and transport. Of this, housing accounts for 24.3%, food for 21%, and transport for 15.4%. But behind these numbers are real people facing rising costs every day. We spoke to an international student to find out how high living expenses have affected daily life. As an international student in Singapore, how have rising living costs affected your daily spending and budgeting?
I've had to change my eating habits to save money. I mostly cook and eat at home now, and even small price increases really add up when I'm paying for everything myself.
This chart displays hawker prices comparisons for 2024 and 2025. Chicken rice increases for $4.32 to $4.15. Prices for all items listed increased this year. While the inflation rate in Singapore may be cooling, it remains a burden for international students and low-income Singapore residents.